Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Ram.
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Ram. Ram Ram
जय
Ram.
श्री कृष्ण
Krishna Krishna.
चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Wednesday. It is the 6th of June. It is a Trivikrama Masa or a Jyeshta Masa, Krishna Paksham, and Chaturdasi Tithi. So there are no Vaishnavas today. So we shall quickly move into Srimad Bhagavatam. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada Muni, he is inquiring from his father, Lord Brahma, about all the knowledge, transcendental knowledge, and what is behind Lord Brahma, and what is the source of his knowledge, and everything. Yad vijnano yad adharo yad parastvam yadatmakah ekah srijasi bhutani bhutaihi evatma atmamayam. And you alone, you create everything using all the material ingredients. This earth, water, fire, wind, and the space. Using all these elements, you create alone by your own potency. And what is the source for your knowledge? What is behind you? And what is your protection? Atman bhavesetani na parabhavayan swayam. Atmasektim avastabhya urnanabhihi ivaklamaham. In your endeavors, at any point of time, you'd never fail in your activities. Whatever you are creating, all the bodies of the living entities, and you never fail. Atmasektim avastabhya urnanabhihi ivaklamaham. Without anyone's help, by your own potency, you perform all the activities very wonderfully, just like a spider, Vodanabihi. So, and further, Narada Muni is inquiring from Brahma, saying that, oh my dear father, Brahma, so I don't see either here equal to um, he's saying that I don't see any equal or superior or inferior to anything which is you're creating alone. I don't see any source for you within this material world, in this creation. But by the naming things or by the qualities or the features of any particular thing. So I don't see any source other than only your lordship. So you're such a great. Likewise, Narada Muni is glorifying his father. And also he was also observing that Brahma has been situated in the meditation and tapasya and austerities and penances. So because they are very severe, and Narada Muni, by looking at that, he is feeling a bit disturbed. Even though he is doing everything alone, but, uh, but whatever the austerities Brahma is going through, it is disturbing him that why my father is so great, but still he is doing all these very severe austerities and penances. Likewise, Narada Muni is inquiring. So he wanted to know all the answers from Brahma. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter number 5, verse number 6 and 7. नाहं वेद परं ह्यस्मिन् न अपरं न समं विभो नामरूपगुणैः भाव्यं सद् असत् किञ्चित् अन्यतः नाहं वेद param hyasmin. I do not, naham veda, I do not know, na aham veda, param hyasmin, in this material world, or param, out of this material world. Naham veda param hyasmin, na aparam, na samam vibho, either inferior or equal. Na aparam, aparam is inferior, na samam equal. Naham veda param hyasmin, na aparam, na samam vibho. Nama Rupa Gunaihi Bhavyam, by the Nama, by the name, Rupa, by characteristics, and Gunaihi, by the qualifications. Bhavyam, all that is being created within this creation, within the universe, which is covered by the 7 layers, that is earth, water, and fire, air, ether, false ego, and Mahatattva. These are the 7 layers of the universe. So within this universe, Narada Muni is saying, I don't see anyone which is name, qualities, and the um, any feature, characteristics. I don't see equal, which I can understand. Namarupaihi gunaihi bhavyam sad asad kinchid anyataham. This is sad and asad. This is either eternal or temporary, kinchid, anything like that. Anyataha, from any other than except yourself, O Brahma. So everything is coming from you. You create everything. We don't know anyone except you. So Naham Veda Param Hyasmin na aparam na samam vibho Nama Rupa Gunaihi Bhavyam Sad Asad Kinchid Anyataha. So whatever we can understand by the nomenclature, characteristics, and features of a particular thing, superior, inferior, or equal, eternal, or temporary, is not created from any source other than that of your Lordship. So thou so great. So that's why you are so great. And then further, Narada Muni is going, स भवान् अचरद्घोरं यत्तपः सुसमाहितः तेन खेदयसे नस्त्वं पराशङ्कां च यत्यसि. So he is saying, स भवान् अचरद्घोरं यत्तपः सुसमाहितः तेन खेदयसे नस्त्वं पराशङ्कां च यच्छसि. So sa bhavan. So now, O Brahma, Acharat Ghoram, and you have performed the very Acharat Ghoram. Ghoram is the severe austerities. And Acharat, you have performed, you have underwent all this Yat Tapaha Susamahitaha. Tapaha, the meditation, Susamahita, in perfect discipline. Every day you sitting in the meditation and then you meditate on something, going through austerities and penances in a perfect discipline. You follow a timely manner. Sabhavan acharat ghoram yat tapaha susamahitaham. Tena kedayase nastvam, but that is disturbing us. Tena kedayase. Kedayase is giving pain to us. Tena kedayase nastvam. So while you are going through such kind of austerities and penances, we are being disturbed, which is giving pain to us. Parashankam chayatyasi, and also Parashankam, Para, the ultimate truth, and Shankam, the doubts. It is raising so many doubts in us. It is giving opportunity to get so many doubts within our minds. Likewise, Brahma is exhibiting, Narada Muni is saying all his questions and inquiries and putting in front of Brahma. Why my father is so great, but still he is going through so many austerities and penances. Tena kedayase tvam parashankam cha yachasi. It is raising so many doubts within my mind. It is giving us a chance to think like that. Why you are doing like that? So likewise, Narada Muni is inquiring. The Bhavan Acharad Ghoram Yat Tapaha Susamahitaham Tena Khedayase Nastvam Parashankam Cha Yachasi. So yet we are moved to wonder about the existence of someone more powerful than you when we think of your great austerities in perfect discipline. Although your good self is so powerful in the matter of creation. And purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So can I request Usha Mataji to read this purports, please?
Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Prabhu, read the translation, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, translation and purport, please.
Okay. Whatever we can understand by the nomenclature, characteristic, and feature of a particular thing, superior, inferior, or equal, internal, or temporary, is not created from any source other than that of your lordship, thou so great. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The manifested world is full of varieties of created beings in 8.4 million species of life, and some of them are superior and inferior or to others. In human society, the human being is considered to be the superior living being, and almost the human beings there are also different varieties, good, bad, equal, etc. But Narada Muni took for granted that none of them has any source of generation besides his father Brahmaji. Therefore, he wanted to know all about them from Lord Brahma. Srila
Hare
Prabhupada
Krishna.
ki
Thank you
jai.
so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Can I request other devotee take a turn to read any unallocated devotee for translation and purport, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I read please?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Thank you. Yet we are moved to wonder about the existence of someone more powerful than you when we think of your great austerities in perfect discipline, although your good self is so powerful in the matter of creation. Following in the footsteps of Shri Narada Muni, one should not blindly accept his spiritual master as God himself. A spiritual master is duly respected on a par with God, but a spiritual master claiming to be God himself should at once be rejected. Narada Muni accepted Brahma as the supreme due to Lord Brahma's wonderful acts in creation. But doubts arose in him when he saw that Lord Brahma also worshipped some superior authority. The supreme is supreme, and he has no worshipable superior. The Ahangropasita, or the one who worships himself with the idea of becoming God himself, is misleading. But the intelligent disciple can at once detect that the Supreme God does not need to worship anyone, including himself. In order to become God, Ahangropasna may be one of the process of for transcendental realization, but Ahangropasita can never be God himself. No one becomes God by undergoing a process of transcendental realization. Narada Muni thought of Brahmaji as the supreme person, but when he saw Brahmaji engage in the process of transcendental realization, doubts arose in him. So he wanted to be clearly informed. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Jai Shila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you,
Jai.
Mataji. So here Prabhupada is explaining, so there are also 8.4 million species of life within the creation. That Brahma is creating the material bodies for all the living entities. Whereas the living entity is the spirit spark, which is different from the Prakriti. And Brahma creates the material bodies, the living entities come and take the shelter of this one. Karmana Daivanetrena Jantuho Deha Upapattaye. So everything going on very beautifully, and the spirit spark take the shelter of the semen of a man and enter into the womb of the mother, and there it develops. So Karalam tu Ekaratrena Dasahena tu Karkanduhu Pancharatrena Budam, and so these are the steps have been given how the living entities, material bodies, uh, they develop. Karalam tu Ekaratrena Pancharatrena Budam Dasahena tuhu Karkanduhu. So this is on the 10th day, it is like a small ball. That is when the living entity develops, and then gradually what is happens at 1 month, second month, third month, and fourth month, and sixth month. Likewise, it develops. That is the material bodies. Brahma creates all these material bodies for 8.4 millions of species within the creation. So here, Narada Muni, he don't see anyone is helping Lord Brahma in his endeavor to create all these material bodies for the living entities. So he is wondering about it. So that is one side, and also further, Narada Muni, by looking at the austerities of his father, he is now disturbed and also asking. So a spiritual master, Acharya mam vidhaniyat na avamanyeta karhechit namatya buddhya asuyeta sarvadeva mayo guruhu. A spiritual master, he is the embodiment of all the demigods. So one should not disrespect, and also at the same time, one has to respect and equal to give duly respect on par with the God. But he never claims that he himself to be God. So that person needs to be rejected. Prabhupada is mentioning here. So that nowadays we see so many small demigods sprout up in India, especially in different parts of the world, saying that people blindly follow. That is, they are to be rejected. And also, one more point here is about the Ahangrohopasana. Ahangrohopasita, it is the one is worshipping himself. One is worshipping himself that he is the God. Aham Brahmasmi. So there is some kind of conception. So if it is Ahangrahopasita, when he is worshipping himself, we need to understand why he has to take birth, why he has to go through the pains and the pleasures and all those things, why he has stuck up in the family and in this material world. That also needs to be understood. So for that one, our Krishna consciousness gives the clear understanding explanations. A living entity, due to his conditioned state, he is put up into this material nature. Due to the forgetfulness of the relationship between the living entity and Krishna. So, but if one says here, Ahangra, this is also one of the process of the self-realization, but it is not authorized here. Authorized in the sense, Prabhupada says it is maybe one of the process for transcendental relation, but it can never be God Himself. So especially we see in the Mayavada philosophy, they are saying Paratma Jivayor Aikyam Mayatra Pratipadhyate Lord Shankara, he says to Parvati, saying that, O Parvati Devi, so I will be appearing as a Brahmana in the age of Kali, and I will spread Mayavada philosophy so that everyone will be attracted. Whoever hears that one, they will fall down. This is Srunudevi Pravakshami Tamasani Yatakramam. Yesham Sravanamatrena Patityam Jnaninaamapi. Whoever hears this Mayavada philosophy, what is Mayavada philosophy? Paratma Jivayor Aikyam. There is nothing else except there is no difference between Jiva and Paramatma. Paratma Jivayor Aikyam. It is the same thing. Likewise, Mayavada philosophy says. That is, Mayatra Pratipadyate. Likewise, I have spread in the form of a Brahmana. So this is what Lord Shankara says. Maiva kalpitam devi kalu brahmana rupina. So this is also why Lord Shankara has done in the form of Prabhupada explains in the purport in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 110th shloka, saying that how this Mayavadis, uh, how come Lord Shankara in the form of Brahmana? It is Shankaracharya. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says that one. It is Shankaracharya has spread this Mayavada philosophy, that is through the Saririka Bhasha, something like that. But it is also by the instruction of Krishna only, because in the age of Kali, so many Brahmanas, they pose themselves as the great. So to bewilder them, Dwaparado Yuge Bhutva Kalaya Manushadishu. Swagamaihi Kalpitaihi Twamcha Janan Mad Vimukan Kuru. So that is one thing to just, yet yes, to shoo away from the devotional process. So likewise, they are attracted to some kind of Vedas and so many things. Yesterday also we have seen the curses by Nandeshwara, assistant of Lord Shankara. He curses the Brahmanas and also the Karmis or the followers of the Daksha, how they will be fall down without the transcendental knowledge. So this is coming from under Ahangrahopasita. And but here Narad Muni is inquiring everything. He wanted to understand scientifically. Vada Tatpataha, he wanted to know practically and scientifically. So by looking at Brahmaji's austerities and penances, Narada Muni has got so many doubts. So many doubts arose in him. So he wanted to be clearly informed. So that is the Atato Brahma Jignasa. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. नाहं वेद परं ह्यस्मिन् न अपरं न समं विभो नामरूपगुणैः भाव्यं सदसत् किञ्चित् अन्यतः न भवान् अचिरद्घोरं यत्तपः सुसमाहितः तेन खेदयसे नस्त्वं पराशङ्कां च यच्छसि. So likewise, Narada Muni is inquiring. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall quickly move into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is letter to Rukmini, February 22, 1970, Los Angeles. It's a small letter. Can I request any unallocated devotees to read this letter, please?
I'll read, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji.
My dear Rukmini, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt your gift of Lugalu Mahaprasada Prasadam and the enclosed kind note from you. And I thank you very much for this. I have immediately tested this Luglal, and I can understand also how you are happily advancing in the service of Lord Krishna. They are prepared so nicely. I am so happy to know that you are finding Krishna consciousness to be the sweetest thing in life. And actually, it is so. Please continue your good service attitude more and more, and be certain to chant daily 16 rounds of beads duly. And Krishna will surely bless you with better and better intelligence for advancing your Krishna consciousness. Always be sincere and eager to perform your duties allotted by the Lord to you, and be successful and joyful in your life. Thank you once more, and hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever Revolution, Yes. So for sending these offerings, after first offering them to Lord Jagannath and Sri Sri Radha Krishna, that is all right. This is a laddu. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Any takeaway points, Prabhuji, from this letter?
Yeah, takeaway point, two takeaway points is Prabhu. The taste of Krishna consciousness is above anything in life. And the other thing is, when we do prepare anything for Lord with love and affection, the taste is out of this world, is become like, taste than better taste than anything else. And as Prabhupada said, we should try our best to perform our duties, what Lord has allocated to us properly and perfectly. Very good, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to add?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. To japa, it should be 16 round, and it should be with java beads. And the last point actually give it to offer something to Jagannath and Krishna is very nice. Yes. The rest of the things okay. And this is the when the japa, we can get real taste in Krishna consciousness.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, any other points, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I just wanted to ask, like, there's always like this big debate that we sometimes hear about, like, if you're on your spiritual journey, it like if you're chanting everything, like, there's a big self reflection, self awareness, self understanding thing that goes on inside, and like we hear that even in devotional life we have to have self love. But then on the other hand, we hear that we have to sacrifice, and we have to put others before us, and all these kind of things as well. So what what is the sensible thing to do? Because obviously there isn't is self-care the same as being like puffed up in spiritual life, or obviously there's different situations that we see. How should we internally still is the self is still there, like even with Krishna says there's the Jivatma, there's the Paramatma. So do we still tend to the Jivatma as well? And in terms of like when people say you have to still have self-love so you don't get abused, you don't
So yeah, it's sorry, apologies, Mataji. So yes, your questions are appropriate, and but it is a long answer. It is kind of a discussion. But so when we are progressing in our Krishna consciousness in the spiritual life, chanting 16 rounds through our mouth to the tongue, vibrating the tongue and producing sound from the tongue, and hearing the same sound through our ears, that is the main thing. And then following the regulative principles that Prabhupada has given, spiritual master has given, that is Sampradaya, Shri Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. When we follow those rules, automatically the knowledge is revealed in the heart. So we do not get any doubts at the time. If we are not chanting attentively, so there are 10 offenses. When we are inattentive while chanting, and then our mind is exposed to different outside things. That is one thing, thinking of the work and so many things. Then Krishna says, mind goes anywhere, but one has to bring the mind back again into his control and chant and remember Krishna. Always hear Krishna Katha from the devotees. That needs to be engaged. But if there is no, if lack of faith or thinking that this material world is something is real, which I am experiencing it, but without acknowledging that there is a source behind it, that is the spirit soul, which is giving the energy to the all the senses and the hands, legs, the tummy, genital, and rectum, which is giving the energy. That is, we have to acknowledge that living force. And who do know? How can we understand with our senses? That we have to understand. So that can be here through the Shruti, that is the Veda, that is the Apaurusheya, which is not written by any human being through the material senses. It is given by the Lord, Apaurusheya, not by any people. It is the Supreme Lord He has given, that can be heard through the sound vibrations coming from the Vedas, that is the Pramana. Nothing else is Pramana. And spiritual master brings that knowledge to the devotee. One is come with complete faith and follow the regulative principles rigidly. There are no more doubts in the heart. One has to understand that we are not going to live, we are going to die. We are not going to live, we are going to die. When we have admitted that truth, either it is maybe after 70 years, after 50 years, or 100 years, or maybe after few years, time doesn't matter. We are going to die. Muk, uh, Mukta Shri Mirhi Nirvishim Yuktam Nirvana Mrutyati Manha Sahasa Yatarchihi. Nirvana Mrutyati Manha Sahasa Yatarchihi. In the heart, this is kind of a civil suicide. We are not part of this material world. We are not one among the all the materialistic people enjoying the sense gratification. So that one has to admit that one, that is the truth. That is how do we understand? Everyone sees that one, that everyone are dying in front of him. Once he admits that he is going to die, his body is going to fall down, what I should be doing, then he will come to the what is my duty right now. That is chanting Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanusmaridhya Mayarpita Manobuddhi Mam Evaishasya Samsaya Tashraddhana Muniyo Yoga Vaira Jnana Vairag Choktaya Pasinchapni Chatmanum Bhaktya Shruta Gruhitaya. However, we have heard from the spiritual master, we have to follow those rules and regulations and remembering Krishna, hearing Krishna Katha all the time among the devotees association. When we do that, we don't get any kinds of these questions. What should I be doing? I do not have to deal with all these speculations and questions. This is Nirvana Mrutyati Manaha Sahasa Yatarchihi. In the mind, we have to think that this body is already dead. It may be after few years or 50 years or 70 years, whatever it is already dead. What is my duty now? That is, one has to come to that point. That is called, it is the mam pratyagatmanam ihavrunde. One that is called liberation, jivan muktaha. You simply carry out your duties. All the speculations, they don't help anyone in the spiritual life. When he admits these things, then life will go very smoothly. You do not interact with any people or argue with any people. You don't discuss anything because you know already path, what is the destiny. Now, what is my duty? What is my destination? Krishna is my destination. Golok Vrindavan is my destination. Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra all the time is my destination, which is taking me out of this material world and engage me in the spiritual world in the service of Krishna, Shri Shri Radha Krishna, Shri Shri Radha Gokulanda, going to the temple, engage myself without any further discussions and questions. That is the ultimate activity. Okay, so it is a very long discussion. So I think I hope we can keep this one for the weekend session. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so if any other comments, dear devotees? Yeah, this is why Prabhupada is saying, daily chant daily the 16 rounds of beats. Julie and Krishna will surely bless you with better and better intelligence for advancing your Krishna consciousness. This is the chanting. Am I chanting loudly or just doing only within the mouth? That we have to know. This is what is a self-explanation. And
The
also,
order, sorry.
yes, it is not only for the adults, it is also for the children. Even in Krishna club, the chanting of the japa one round and also discussing the philosophy, it is the essential thing. We cannot discard at any point of time. Otherwise, it will just simply a small story engage the children in a. So we have to keep these two things. Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is necessary. Discussing the philosophy is the necessary. That will bring and give the thoughts behind them. They do not have to understand the philosophy now, but it will give the intelligence to question and inquire what is the truth behind. Those are very mandatory. Anything we know, all these stories and all Krishna Kathas, everything, everyone knows that, but the philosophy behind that is important. So that if children understands from childhood, uh, they will make their spiritual life better in the future. So philosophy also includes, Krishna Katha also includes philosophy, but only Krishna Katha without the philosophy, it is simply, Prabhupada was saying that a science without religion is a mental speculation. A religion without science is a blind faith. So we should not fall into those categories. It is, our Krishna conscious is a scientific process. It goes parallelly. Hare Krishna. Ram Lala Prabhuji want to say something?
Yeah, yes. It's for also from this letter also as well. We have to be very enthusiastic and very sincere when we are doing our performance, so doing our duties. So this is the two important things: be sincere and be enthusiastic. This is also important. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So that is the duties first. This Swadharmacharanam Sektya Vidharmacha Nivartanam Daivalabdhena Santosha Atmaviccharanachanam. Doing one's duty is first thing without any attachment to the results. Okay, so that is from this Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got Kirtan evening at 8:30 p.m. Dear devotees who are participating, kindly vote that, and then so we can have a blissful Kirtan in the evening among the devotees association at 8:30 p.m. today. That's all from the announcement side. And dear devotees, if you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, if any events are going on, kindly share. Otherwise, we shall conclude and continue with further japa.
Hare Krishna. Today, Patri Prabhu will give lecture in Shore Temple. Very well.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay. There are no further subjects. We shall conclude and continue with further japa. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनन्तकोटिवैष्णववृन्द की जय।
Jai.
पाद की जय।